Horse riding. Photography, taking photos.
Next.
Eating food, lunch. Eating chips. Eating fries.
Next.
Fisher.
You're poor. Next. Squats, babe. You make squats, really? You're so obvious.
My name is Valency Felix Otieno. This is my wife.
Fiona Ashley Katulu Otieno.
Yes. So we've been married for the past 2 years. And how many months?
October, November, December, January, February, March, April,
May. So those 2 years, 8 months. So we'll be getting to October will be 3 years.
What?
How did you meet?
How did you meet me?
This is best answered by you.
You don't know how you met me?
No, I met you. We've known each other for quite some time, even before we got married. We were acquaintances in church for some time. That is Sitamburuburu. Then we used to meet in church. Probably, I think it was the DVBS. I used to be a dancer in church.
Okay,
Yeah.
DVBS.
Yeah.
Also, but that was a long time ago. Yeah.
So what happened?
What do you mean what happened? we met in church. You were a dancer. I was in church. But I was very young, class 7, due for more.
So on Feb 14th, 2016, yeah, that is when I proposed.
And I knew you were going to propose. Unfortunately, I
Anasemanga anajuanga surprise ilikuwa inafanyika.
Babe,
I doubt.
nilijua. As in, ulikuwa na simu yako when you were texting someone and then the message popped up. As in, I knew but I didn't know at what
Au kujua ni
particular
what time.
Yeah. Yeah, but I didn't try, unfortunately. We had a thing in our dating. I don't understand why. Every time we were booking a month, New Year's, we used to argue. My God, first 31st and first were our worst days. In the 2 years, we used to argue. I don't understand. Shetani ugani huyo. As in, then go and argue. Because if you don't know how the person reacts when you argue, you don't know how they are when they're angry, then you will find out late enough and you don't know if they'll be violent, if they walk out, you don't know how they are. So you need to find out mapema how the person is before you start getting into like a deeper relationship and more commitment. So me, I appreciated the fact that we argued because we were different people. We were friends first, so the arguing meant that we were different people and
now planning for the wedding, or maybe they fail.
You'll fail. And then there's people who
Yeah, everything I think went well. There was before by then I remember during that planning period where I used to stay. I used to live in Kasarani, and my house was broken into. Na zile pesa nilikuwa nimeweka za watu. It was za viatu. Guys had given me the groomsmen. So the money that was already there was taken. Hii ni shida sasa. But recovered.
But the TV angle, they didn't take it. Someone realized before they were able to take the television.
Yeah, hii imesurvive.
Hii imesurvive bachelor na sasa marriage.
So yeah, but it was worth it. During the wedding it was good. We had, the best thing about it is it brought a lot of people together, even from our family side, from the family side, our friends. Hatuwezi regret kusema ati we didn't have the people that we wanted at the wedding. No, we wanted the people that we had during the wedding and the people that we wanted.
Yeah, the process had ups and downs. Some of the challenges, hata kama tushazisema, finances, sometimes disappointments. Of everything were there. Kina Angie, Kina La, Kina Yvonne.
Because the meetings were basically for just planning for that day. Because we had already done the sourcing for service providers, kila kitu. We had everything up. Yeah, so I think few months of dating. So yeah, so that is what we've learned through our marriage.
Communication.
Communication.
Me, I had a problem.
Yeah, I think that was our major issue, especially the early stages.
Yeah.
We had communication issues during our dating, but then when you are married, the communication issues they take another form. And I think that was one of the major issues. Communication and I think expectations.
Yes.
So, but I think we can get where we were from that time, 2016, 2017, and now where we are right now. We've had some crazy improvements in terms of how we communicate, in terms of how we relate, in terms of expectations. Say, Najwa, this is what